is going to be a really strategic, longer-term game where things like card blocking are going to become important. So now it's definitely getting worthwhile to eliminate green for their cards. So white's game's now sunk. They've fought too many battles, been too aggressive. Like, white is ripe for the elimination here. All right. So I've put a card block on black. He's only got one card. Let's card block red. Hello, fellow noobs. It's a noob no more here. A Risk Grandmaster, in this case, trying to grow the community by checking out the new Arkeanos map. It just dropped this weekend. It's been a map that was available in the past, but hasn't been available for quite some time. Make sure, if you do watch this video, go and log into Risk. That's all you need to do, and you'll be able to see if you can get the map. Now, we're going to see today if it's any good for progressive capitals. I've got one of my alt accounts, still called a noob no more, and we're going to try and see how we can go in terms of ranking up via this particular method. We've got 5 other players playing along with us on this new map. We've got Dimitris Ragios from Greece. We've got Cranio from Turkey, a noob no more from Australia, Arturo Ghost from France, Burak Koskun from Turkey, and Kako Dogma Tattoo from Spain. So a couple of Turkish players, a couple of Spanish. I'm a bit worried that people cap in here. So, excuse me, if you look at my previous video, it's been up, the first one, my first game. Yeah, I'm trying to think about where my cap should be. Obviously, I'm not going to cap in there in that bonus. If I put something here, will someone cap there? Because then this gives me a few options. It's nice and central. It's not easy to card block. I'm just a bit worried about black going here, because this actually turns out to be overpowered as a bonus. You can see it's a little +4 for 2. You know, the other bonuses are pretty large. You can see there's 5s, 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 6s, and there's a 4 up there as well. But a 2-point hold for 5 in the middle is pretty huge. Let's see how we go. I'm just hoping black doesn't cap here. Okay, so I can't go through to this bonus. That was part of my intention, perhaps, is to potentially go into this bonus here. That window has been closed. So if black goes here, then I do have some issues. Okay, he doesn't. That's good. All right, game on. Game on. So I think this is going to be a bonus type map. Usually in progressive, you want to choose, first of all, if you're going to go through the bonus taking meta or the non-bonus taking meta. I do like green's cap. That's not bad there. Obviously, we're going to try and do the bonus taking meta. So green's over attacking a bit. Yeah, they're spending all these cards. And how many territories have I got? I've got 11 territories. This 12 isn't going to be around for much longer. I think green looks like they're going for this bonus as well. Interesting. So I've actually got a hold on potentially 2 bonuses, which would be OP. If I can just hold this middle bonus, I'd be quite happy. There goes my 3, and they don't lose a troop. Not bad. So my initial impression so far of this map is that it's a little bit choky. But I'm just going to try and start moving towards this bonus now. I'll just leave 1 there. Make sure that yellow doesn't do anything silly with my cap. I've strengthened it up. I could have arguably just left 1 there. But I'm going to see if I can grab this bonus. Did I lose a troop at all? I lost 1 troop. That's not a bad roll. It's not a good roll, but it's not a bad one. So red's making their way towards this +6 bonus. So we're in the early stage of the game. As I said, we're trying to work out if it's a bonus taking meta or not. And relative to the classic map, you can see that the bonuses are much more, there's a bigger number of them, and they're worth more per bonus. So I think that the early game, where you don't really need much of an early game, and I'll be honest in saying that I've played most of my caps games on the classic map, so my early game's going to be a little bit weak relative to the late game. But I've tried to pick something in the center here, which may or may not be great. By picking something in the center, I am opening myself up to arguably being hit by multiple people at once. But I want to make sure that I have access to the whole board. I didn't put portals on this game. If you have a look at my other video, which I'll link at the end of this one, you can see that they're going to try and take the bonus this turn. Nice. Yeah, I put portals on to try and increase mobility, but you can see that because this is quite choky and things like that, I feel like you do need something to increase mobility. And yellow gets a great +5 bonus on their first turn. That's pretty good. It does help being late in the turn order. So normally if you play a game, you get 3 if you're in the first 3 positions, and you get 4, 5, and 6. Plus, in this case, you get an extra 2 for the capital. But from here on in, after turn 1, everybody only gets 5 unless they've got a bonus. I'm also playing this not in fog. Most of the Grandmasters that are using prog caps to rank up are doing it in fog. 1, I want to see what's happening. 2, I want you guys to see what's happening. So I've decided not to do it in fog. And it looks like black is making some good headway on this +6. So it looks like at this stage that no one's really trying to go bad neighbour just yet. They're all looking to see whether or not they can take their own bonuses first. All right. Now green gets another 6 troops. They should really be trying to concentrate on taking this bonus, but you can see that their bonus, their cap I should say, later on, is going to be very easily blockable in these 2 spots. I've tried to pick something that's a little bit harder to card block. We'll see how important that is later in the game. Because, yeah, so any game of progressive, whether it's capital or not, has 3 phases. The first phase is work out if you're going for the bonus taking meta or the spread yourself out meta. We're going for the bonus meta. The second stage is wait for the sets to get big enough to make eliminations profitable. All right, so that's usually when you just take a card and pass. You're not doing too much. You're just trying to do what you can to stay out of trouble. That's what I'm going to try and do in the second stage. Just waiting for the sets to get big enough. And then in the third stage, you're trying to go for those profitable eliminations, making sure you trade in turn when you do, so that you're not the next person out, and maybe going for card blocks as well. They're the kind of key strategies that you need. So bonus or non-bonus meta at the start of the game when the bonuses are more important. Second stage, wait for the sets to get big enough to do something. And then in the third stage, you've got to try and make some profitable eliminations, as well as potentially card blocking people. All right. How many did yellow get on their turn? They get 10. So they could have made this a 14. Sorry. What was it? What was this before? I think it was a 6 actually. A 16 could have potentially tried to roll my 9, but you need something like 25 to have a 100% roll. So okay, they're attacking in there. So now that I've made 1 bonus, the question is, do I try and get greedy and take another? I don't know if anyone's going to let me hold the +4 and the +7. And I think it's going to be more important for me to try and get cards afterwards. There could be some good trading zones in here or in here. But it looks like everybody's got a bonus except for black so far. Now I am going to fall a little bit behind in the early stages in production because my bonus is a little bit less at a +4, whereas other people are getting +5s and potentially +6s. So there's the first thing to note, is that maybe capping on some of these +6s might actually be good. You might be a bit slower to get your bonus, as we're seeing here. Oh dear, have they left their cap uncovered? They've left their cap. They've left their cap untouched. So there's an interesting question here around whether or not to go for a second cap. I just think if you do that this early in the game, it might be asking for trouble. All right, what does green go for now? Does green try and extend into this bonus? Should I be extending into this bonus, or should I be making headway into this one? White's going to come through here, though, so that's not great. And yellow could come through here. Yeah, I can see some fights brewing. I'm not sure I really want to be investing a lot of troops here. All right. Looks like we have some slower players and some newer players. Just trying to find a pen. Black obviously didn't manage their time properly, and have we already got a bot out? Oh dear, I didn't want that. I didn't want that at all. I can't really spend this 2. I could spend this 3 easily enough. But let's hope the bot doesn't come in here and break my bonus. That would be bad. And I also need to be thinking about if yellow is going to get 10 a turn from this bonus, I need to be thinking about that this is 20. So I'm going to need to be bolstering my cap at any opportunity that I can get. Yeah, so yellow's going to have their sights on this bonus and green this one. So that's going to be interesting, guys. So I'm going to put 1 here just to make sure of it. And then put the rest here. So 15 should be enough. And I'm just going to make these a little bit harder to eliminate. And I'm just using this for taking cards. Alright. Do I have a set on 3? Not that I'm going to use it. I don't have a set on 3. Alright, 1 sec please, guys. Alright, so again, the board's starting to settle down. I'm not really trying to hold this +7 just yet and try and be too greedy. I don't know if red's going to let me keep it, for 1. And 2, there's a big 10 stack here. So, okay, he moves there. Now he's blocked off his cap from me. That's good. Alright, does it go back into his cap? It does. So again, there's a bit of a psychological aspect here around whether or not you want to let people go for bonuses or do you want to be bad neighbor. I'm going to try and stay out of trouble. Try and keep my stack as big as possible. And as I feared, yellow's going for that. So I'm not sure if adding the troop there was worth it. I should have just potentially rolled the 3 and see if that worked. And then this cap would be 1 bigger. And that's okay. Bit worried about what this green bot's going to do. And no one took black's 1 cap. I mean, I would have had to come in here like this and take it. I just feel like black, being obviously a newer player, would probably hit the cap. Let's see if they get it back onto their cap in time this time. I don't want to spread myself across 2 caps. Not when there's a big bad 13 cap here with a guy getting 10 a turn. I think that's just asking for trouble. All right, black has their turn. And they get their bonus. And they just put 4, I should say, on the cap. Alrighty. Now we've got green's turn. Are they offline? They most certainly are. You can tell if somebody's offline by the text there on the left. That's how you can tell. But we did see them bot out last turn. Oh, and they're going to go bad neighbor on black. An 11. I feel like this 11's going to come in this way. I just don't want it to threaten my bonus. So black's bonus gets beaten by the bot out. There goes another one of my territories. I'm only down to 5 territories, guys. but that's okay. And this didn't do anything. Okay. So again, so I've got a bonus. I'm happy with that. I don't feel like I'm going for another bonus. If white goes for this one as well, they're going to get plus 10 a turn. That's pretty high. Okay, they've locked off their bonus now. I should potentially be trying to claim this bonus before white. But yeah, there's a delicate judgment here about whether or not to break bonuses. And so I'm just going to try and take this one. I'm just taking a card and passing, guys. Keeping my cap as big as possible. And I have no set on 4, do I? Doesn't matter. So let's go through progressive. What actually happens is that each set that you trade in, the bonuses go up successively from 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 15. And then they go up by 5 from there. So 20, 25, etc. So they do go up pretty quickly. And as we move on, the importance of the bonuses is going to matter less. Now, you're going to attack with the 22. Yep. And all of a sudden, guys, the green elimination's looking a little bit more palatable. Okay, and he's got his troops on caps. That's pretty good. All right, so now it's 28 troops. 28 troops for 4 cards. Now, the other thing to think about is that I'm going to trade in and take the 25, which means that it's 30 troops that I'd be getting. Now I'm starting to think about, oh, and they trade. Oh, they have the lucky trade on 3. That'd be about a 40% chance. So I've been a bit unlucky here. That target of potentially eliminating green is now no longer on the cards. You see what I did there? I apologise in advance. Well, in arrears. Right, the green bot's taken a bonus. Okay, there's white. So this does look like it's a good old-fashioned card trading zone. Now, do I want to trade early? Can I be eliminated here, guys? So there it's at 30. Yellow's getting 20. This could be up at like 85. This is one of those questions. This is one of those questions where it becomes pretty important. Are there any? Can anyone eliminate me? Can I eliminate white, for example? No. Can I eliminate yellow? No. Can I eliminate black? Again, it's just going to cost me at least 60. So it's going to cost me 85. Will yellow roll my cap is my question. That is my question. Let's roll the dice a little bit. I'm going to bring these troops back home. So I'm taking the bonus and making this a 63 cap. So I'm just going to try and make it a little bit harder here, guys. We'll see if I regret my decision and yellow tries to have a pop at this. They'd actually need 120 to have a proper crack at this. So I'm hoping that this actually discourages them. And I still need this. Okay, I need the green 12. I'm not paying attention to the bonuses. So there's one learning from the game. I think at the end of the video, I'd like to go through what were the highlights and what were the learnings. And checking the bonus properly is obviously going to be one of the learnings for me from this. Okay, good. Red's taking this. Okay, it doesn't look like yellow's going to have a pop at me. That's great. And if I ever clear red out of here, he'll just come into me here. So anyway, and as I said, I'm not really going for the bonus. And black now has a bonus. So you see black is now getting 12 troops a turn. I've got to learn to pay more attention to how many troops people are getting per turn, because at some stage I'll have to move towards playing fog settings more. That's going to become more important then. All right, so they break green, which makes sense because green's giving them the biggest headache. All right, so I feel we've entered into the second stage now. And this second stage is waiting for the cards to get big enough to do something. And you can see how big yellow is here, guys. Look how big yellow is. They're going to have a massive troop advantage. I'm not overly worried about that at this point. Rolls a 6 on 3. You bet it does. All right, looks like it's a continent taking bot, this one. And unlike the classic map, I'm not seeing early eliminations because people aren't getting into fights. They're not in little crowded spaces. Everyone can see what everyone's doing because I haven't put fog on. I feel like there hasn't been any early eliminations that could have been effective. And as I said, green unfortunately traded early. Now you can see they got 43 troops. The sets are already getting up there, guys. I'll use Short Trail. I'll try and hang on to Cavern. Okay, so I've got 100 troops here, guys. Like, I can go through... No, I've blocked myself off a little bit here, but that's okay. But I'm just going to keep taking cards here. And I'll just put that back on the rows, like that. Just in case the bot does ever start to move. All right. So there's not a lot of shenanigans so far. Have I got a set on 3 if I need it? I do. So this is where, again, eliminating the bot for 3 cards might actually be worth it. It might have even been worth it on that last turn, because I've got really good lines. The problem is, you're going to leave so many troops behind you that you've got to remember that you're not going to be able to put all of those back on cap. So that's going to be something which is a bit painful. And now at least red has opened me up here, which is good. All right, so here goes yellow. Are they going to try and eliminate green? My cap's looking pretty rock solid here, guys. You can see everyone else has got these off-cap troops. And I can see a 2-point card block on blue, just here and here. Of course, I've got to go through 50 troops to do it. So I'm going to have to wait for the sets to get bigger. This is going to be a really strategic, longer-term game, where things like card blocking are going to become important. So, you know, taking red out of here and then card blocking them here and with these 2 territories, that could be the go. All right, now it's definitely getting worthwhile to eliminate green for their cards. Assuming green gets a card here. 3 cards, 42 troops. And I'm going to get a 50 set straight away. Well, I'll trade in first, but have 3. And I'm going to be on the same amount of cards as if I didn't take them. That clearly makes sense as a trade. Now, again, I do have to take into account that I'm leaving some troops behind all in here. But that doesn't matter too much. All right, so white's all the way out here. They hit the green 12 for me. Oh, no, they're going through me. Yep. All right, so white shows a bit of speed, and they beat me to the punch. Okay, so white shows that they're pretty good here, guys. Green, white, blue, red, yellow, black. So black we've got as a novice. Green botted, so we'll put them as a novice as well. White, I think, is an intermediate or master. They were obviously doing the same calculations as me and came up with the same conclusion that it was worth eliminating them. And they had some good pathing, and they didn't even have to go through my bonus to do it. And are they going for black now? Ooh, they're going to weaken themselves to do this. And they've card blocked. I can't get through to the black kill. So they're trying to make it so that black is their next. Card block black. Okay. I'll put the 3 ponies back. Okay. So 10. 10. 12. Actually, I need to put a bit more, don't I? Let's just make these a bit more. Let's see if that works. Yep, I lose this. What are you doing? Why? I'm trying to progress the game here, mate. Okay. Black fortifies out again. Like, why am I going to put the card block up if you're going to do this? Right? $98 there this time. I'm going to take the card block off black then, right? What else can I do here? Okay, so I can card block red here myself, yes? I think I can. And I just need to give, black can take a card. I just need to give yellow a card at the end. Okay, cool. Okay, so he's going to be able to get, like, yeah, 25 foot should be enough. Okay. There's a card for you, yellow. Black can hit red. Let's card block red. Have I got a set on 3? I do not. Red's worked out that they're card blocked. Where does he fortify to? Okay, he's coming out to get me. All right. How much does he put out, guys? I stopped red getting a card at least, right? Like, I'm progressing the game. Each card at the moment is worth 100 troops, just to put it into perspective. So you just divide the number of bonuses by 3, and that's what a card's worth. He's put 161. Okay. No. I gave you a card there to trade, sir. And you had a card. You had a card here. You didn't have to break me, guys. Three bonuses to 1 does not make sense. Man. Yeah, yellow had 2 other cards that he could have gone for. Yellow is not a friendly player, I've determined. Oh, and black. What are you doing, black? Black's finally lost patience, guys. It was a terrible cap roll. I don't think Black understands how caps work. But he's given yellow cards. All right, folks. We're into the end game now. We're into the end game. We've come down after what's been a marathon 5-hour game of caps. The red bot has just stepped off its cap. Red's just botted after yellow smacked them. This is going to go through here and defeat this, and this just has to come through here and beat that. So I think it's now GG's. I don't need to worry about the slider, guys. Good game, sir. Well played. And good luck. It's been a marathon. But we won! I've played 2 games on Arkeanos so far and I've won them both. This one was a little bit longer than the other one. Let's have a look at what some of the highlights were. Obviously playing on this map for the first time on Prog Caps. It's a bit choky, and if you play with noobs, then it's really hard to card block people, because you could see that I was trying to unilaterally card block people. You could see that I was trying to work with black in particular, and then they turned on me. They didn't want to card block yellow anymore. They wouldn't finish the job. You've really got to finish off the player and then start turning back. Otherwise, it makes it into a very long, drawn-out game like we had. we had black bot out. We had red bot out. Guys, you just can't give up. Red still had 4,000 troops. There was, I mean, again, red leaving all his troops off cap like that was just asking for trouble. Big red and yellow tussle there. But we got there in the end, guys. Things for me to learn on. Obviously, I had my failed kill. That is something that I need to work on. I just did one misclick off the cap, and then I made another mistake when I didn't recognize what I'd done and moved my other stack off the cap, and that meant that yellow could come and steal my cap and the kill. So that really lengthened out this game. So that's partly on me. But also partly on this on the map, I think, and having to work with people. I didn't want to put portals in there because I didn't want people's mobility to be increased. That meant the card blocks would have gone on forever if they had portals. So I'm glad I didn't add portals. That would have been even worse. We just had to stay it out. We had to show some GM level patience and see if we could pull out the win, and just waited for it. And there were prolonged periods there where I just had to stop doing anything for a little while and wait for someone to do something silly. And thankfully my opponents obliged. So before you go, hang on a sec. Let's check out their ranks. Whew. All right, so green was an expert. What did I have them down as? I actually had them down as a novice. They botted out very quickly. White I had as an intermediate or master, so halfway in between that is expert. Red ended up being a beginner. The fact that they botted out in the end tells me that they're a beginner. Yellow was a half decent player. I had them down as intermediate, and black was a novice, as I expected. So no masters, no grandmasters. That was pretty obvious from the play. But anyway, so I hope you like this content. If you do, please click on the subscribe button over there, the little gamer dude. If you want to watch some other stuff that's hopefully a little bit shorter in duration than this, there's another link for you to click on. But I'll see you later, fellow noobs. All the best.